Good morning, all. It's Ian here from the Sports Card Side Hustle, and I'm coming to you with a tip of the week. It's kind of a two-part tip today. What I mean by that is I'm going to go over when to buy the elite players, like what's the best time to buy them, and then what to buy or what's the best thing to buy if you're interested in value and profits, if you're interested in increasing the value quickly and possibly the chance for some profit. So I'm going to cover two elite players real quick and what I've done recently with them. And they're Brock Purdy and Patrick Mahomes. So you see this first one, excuse me, this is my purchase date, December 4th of 2023. So if you remember this season, Brock Purdy's second year in a row proving he's elite, coming out MVP favorite, MVP talk of the town, until they have a 3-game losing streak. They had the best record, undefeated, dominating the league. Then Trent Williams, their best offensive lineman, out. They have a 3-game losing streak. So what's the result there? It's a temporary dip when you're talking about a player this elite. So you saw I bought that first week of December. You're seeing that's in this flat line, the bottom of this dip here, before he's now come up significantly again. And so what is my strategy there, and what am I saying for elite players? I'm saying buy them all when they falter, when they're down, when there's a significant dip, right? When you see a price like this and they're a young elite player, I'm not saying like an all-star or all-pro or might be in an all-star game. We're talking MVP candidates every year, Purdy and Mahomes so far. I mean, Purdy has been his 2 years. Mahomes always in the Super Bowl. So that's the way to buy that card, right? You can again, so I set a snipe. I go for short prints or super short prints, SSPs, and if the card's been out long enough, or do this regardless, use gemrate.com and look for the highest gem rates. Look for gem rates of 50% plus, up towards 80 or 90 when you're lucky, for sets that are short print like downtowns and kabooms. Now this card hasn't been out that long, not a lot of sample size, so it's hard, and sometimes you might be wrong on the quality control, right? So I put in that, I buy that card, and it might turn out after some are graded that they're not getting many 10s or gems out of that. But that's my strategy, and it works well. So next card, next example, Patrick Mahomes. When did I buy it? I bought, this says sale date January 18th. So what did Mahomes do? He had a pretty good year for him. They ended up the 3rd seed, still one of the top quarterbacks in the year. But it wasn't the typical Chiefs and Mahomes year for the regular season, but it reminded me a lot of Brady and the Pats with Belichick, when it would seem like they're having a little bit of an off year, and then they still, get into the playoffs in a decent spot and make a Super Bowl push. Every year there's a chance, right? So worst case scenario you're going to have with Mahomes is he doesn't make it this year, and maybe it's next year, the year after, he's there again. But he's getting to the AFC Championship game every year. So when people are forgetting about him, a little down on him, he might not be the MVP, that's the time to buy. And let me show you how that plays out with the data. Let's look at Mahomes instead of Purdy, and you'll see that I'm right. If you buy the elite quarterbacks when they're down. Okay, I bought that January 18th. Let's look at a tighter time span so you can see it better. I bought him in here. I was like, if Mahomes cards are down this much, and like he's already getting into the GOAT conversation, chance to go to his 4th Super Bowl, and he's kind of a dark horse. Look, January 18th, his player index is way down there, and now in 2 weeks, it's already snapped back up here. And so buy that card raw for super short prints or serialized that have a good chance of gem. And you're already increasing some value just when they bounce back. And these are the elite players that are going to bounce back. Okay? So that's my recommendation on how to play the elite players. Don't go after them when they're at their peak and they've, all the hype. They just won a Super Bowl. You want to get them when they've faltered for a couple weeks. And it's amazing. Purdy, Mahomes, all they have to do is have 3 or 4 bad weeks so their team loses 3 in a row, or 3 out of 4 or 5, and look at those prices drop, or people forget about them and go to other players for a bit, and their prices come back. All right, so that's Ian with the Sports Card Side Hustle. If you like the content, you have any questions, please engage with me. Hit those like and subscribe buttons. Try it for yourself. If you have the money or you have a card you want to test it out on, watch for the next elite player to falter and have a little bit of a bad stretch. Buy them then when you see like a 10 or 20% downturn, and it's gonna be your gains. All right, have a good weekend, all. Take care.